Feeling frustrated or scared? You're closer to a breakthrough than you think. Emotions, often perceived as hurdles, can transform into powerful tools if we learn to tap into their potential. In a world that frequently advises us to suppress negative emotions, we stand to gain much by understanding and harnessing them. Today, let's explore how fear and frustration, rather than being burdens or signs of weakness, can fuel the engine of your success. Imagine fear as a compass. At its core, fear is a primal emotion, one that has ensured our survival through millennia. It's a signal that our mind sends when we are on the verge of stepping into the unknown. This instinct, deeply embedded in our psyche, is a preparation mechanism. It gears us up for what lies ahead. Rather than shying away from fear, consider welcoming it as an indicator that something important is happening. Fear, when acknowledged, shifts from being a barrier to a preparation signal. Take the example of public speaking. Many of us experience fear when facing an audience. This fear can either paralyze us or propel us to rehearse and refine our thoughts. By recognizing fear as an impetus, we can transform it into a motivational force that compels us to prepare thoroughly, ensuring a successful outcome. Now, let's turn our attention to frustration. Like fear, frustration often gets a bad rap. It's easy to become entangled in its grip, viewing it as a standout sign of obstacles or failure. Yet, frustration is simply a cue that our current approach isn't working. It's your mind's way of urging you to reevaluate and adapt. Rather than a dead end, frustration is better seen as a detour sign, steering you towards a more effective path. Think about Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." His journey to inventing the light bulb was fraught with frustration, yet he used it as a ladder to climb towards innovation. Each failure was not a defeat, but a lesson in what didn't work, nudging him closer to a solution. So, how do we begin to use fear and frustration constructively? Here's a straightforward exercise. Take a moment to reflect on one fear or frustration in your life. Identify its source and what it is signaling to you. Once you've pinpointed it, turn that emotion into an action step. If fear is warning you of an upcoming presentation, let it motivate you to prepare and practice. If frustration stems from a stalled project, let it encourage brainstorming new strategies and seeking alternative solutions. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of viewing these emotions as setbacks, consider them as messages with valuable insights. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice and conscious effort. But with time, you'll find that these emotions become less of an impediment and more of a guiding force. To further illustrate, think of fear as the pilot and frustration as the map. Fear sets your course, indicating where your energy and focus are needed. Frustration refines your journey, pointing out when it's time to change tactics or perspectives. Together, they work in harmony, navigating you through the complexities of personal and professional challenges. Remember, emotions are integral to the human experience. Instead of dismissing them, embrace them. They provide critical feedback, highlighting what matters to us and where our priorities lie. Fear and frustration, in particular, are like the twin engines of a plane, propelling us toward growth and achievement if we manage them wisely. As we wrap up this exploration, remember that your emotions are your guide. Listen to them, learn from them, and let them lead you to action. By harnessing fear and frustration, you not only navigate difficulties, but also unlock your full potential. So next time you find yourself overwhelmed or disheartened, pause, evaluate, and take that first step towards transformation. Your emotions, far from being your adversaries, are allies in the pursuit of success. Listen to them and act.